Hey friends, if you're looking for quick tips to help you jumpstart your week, you are in the right place. I'm Lori Palau, host of the popular weekly podcast, Organized Life, founder of Simply Be Organized. And every Monday, I am here to bring you a quick organizing tip in under 15 minutes. All you have to do is click the subscribe or follow button wherever you're listening, and let's get started. Hi, everybody, and welcome to today's tip of the week. I am your host, Lori Palau, and I am very excited that you're here with me today. So if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. We're here every Monday for our quick tips, every Thursday for our long episodes. And our goal is really to give you guys some tips, inspiration, um, help you feel less alone in your kind of organizing clutter journey, which can, let's be honest, get boring and mundane and routine. And we're trying to just keep it fresh and empower you wherever you are, whether you are really, really struggling with a ton of clutter and are just getting out of the gate, or maybe you're fairly organized and you're just looking for, maybe some new, fresh things. We're here for all of it. We have tons of free resources on our website. So make sure that you go and check that out. We've added a shop page with our Amazon storefront. We're not product pushers here, but we do know that certain organizing products and tools will make your life more streamlined, simplified. And so we want to kind of cut out the middleman of you trying to figure out what works, what doesn't. We're going to show you the stuff that we use that's tried and true for us. So anything that we can do to kind of make your life a little bit easier and more simple, that's what we're here for. So check us out, simplybeorganized.com, all the links in our show notes. So check it out. Today I wanted to talk about something that I've kind of been referencing for a long time, and it's called your clutter blind spots. And really what I mean by that is many of us, whether we are someone who's uber organized or the complete opposite, and most times like a hot mess, we have certain areas that we just either don't see, or they're just been there for so long that they often kind of fall into the fabric of your space, of your backdrop. And that could be anything from cluttered countertops to piles of paper or unopened mail. It could be laundry that sits in a laundry basket, never gets put away, or toys all over the place. And it just, any spot is, could manifest itself into a clutter blind spot. And for some people, they are really, really acutely aware of physical clutter. And for other people, it's what I call them clutter blind. And we do a lot of talking about that through our like Enneagram lens when we talk about personality types, where there are certain types that just intuitively are really more heightened and sensitive when it comes to being aware of things out of place. And there are other personality types that are a little bit more lax and maybe just doesn't stress them out enough. It's not a perfect science. It's not a black and white thing, but we've through studies and research, we have really identified that there are certain triggers for certain personality types, and other types are just a little bit more go with the flow. And there's good and bad about both, right? You don't want to like live in this complete house of chaos, but you also don't want to be a complete uber control freak where people are afraid to like put something down for fear that they're going to get like attacked. So it's finding that sweet spot. But I know for me, I was noticing it in my own home where kind of we have our, I call it the command center, where I come in, we drop our mail. It's where I have my laptop in it's sort of like where my desk is, in the kitchen, the area where I keep my computer. And I have this little like catch-all tray that someone gave to me. And it was, something that I don't know, it was probably like a 4x4 tile size, and I could throw jewelry there, or if you get like a random, I don't know, anything like something, just any little like doodad, it can kind of go there. And then the whole purpose of it was for me to just have like this kind of catch-all place that I could then take and put stuff back in their own homes. Well, I realized over the Christmas break when we were entertaining and I was kind of like moving stuff around that that little catch-all tray had been sitting there for probably a couple months with stuff on it. Now, granted, it was a little tray, so it wasn't a ton of stuff. Didn't really impact our day-to-day life at all. But it actually became a clutter blind spot for me. Like I did not see it. And after a while, like it just was there. It was this little benign, little catch-all tray with random stuff in it. And when I sat down to actually go through it, it was like 3 pairs of earrings that need to go back up to my bedroom. Like I take them off and just kind of put them there. It was an old a business card somebody gave to me that I just kind of dropped in there. There was like a drill bit. I mean, random stuff, people. And even though it wasn't a ton of stuff, and it, like I said, most people probably wouldn't even notice it, it just became a blind spot for myself. And so what I did is I went through and, put stuff aside in their own homes. And then I actually just removed it. I removed that thing because what I realized was in an attempt to kind of use this as a, as a little like drop zone for my stuff became like a holding pattern. And so what was designed to help me avoid the clutter was actually causing the clutter, or allowing it to add up. And so it got me thinking about other clutter blind spots. And for a lot of people, again, it's just what you've known. Like you come in and you drop your mail and you just leave it there in a pile or whatever that looks like. And it could be a basket of stuff. It doesn't have to be just out in the wild, but stuff that's sitting there that just is just like in a state of arrested development. And so what I'm challenging you guys to do is to really go in and assess, like go through, and this is something that happens a lot with roommates. Go through and like assess what are my clutter blind spots, because when you've got people that grew up in different ways, different clutter thresholds. Again, you have different personality types. And then all of a sudden you come together. A lot of times, what is clutter to one person is air quote normal to somebody else. And so having that communication of what stresses you out. Is there something about this particular area that stresses you out? And again, pick an area. It could be the bedroom, it could be the kitchen, it could be the common area, it could be a playroom, whatever that area is, and explain what is stressing you out. So if you live with somebody and you are stressed out because somebody else might be clutter blind to a particular thing, use that as a jumping point to open the door for conversation, because more often than not, people don't see the clutter that you see. And that is one thing as a professional organizer I learned years ago. Like I could walk into a space and see certain things that I think could be improved or streamlined or done more efficiently. But other people, it's not a pain point to them. And so I've learned to open my mouth when asked and not interject where I think something needs to be fixed. But a lot of times when I work with couples, I see them both like bickering because one person is really stressed out about one thing and it doesn't even like register on the other person's radar. And so again, whether that's a married couple, whether that's roommates, whatever it looks like, having that communication of where you feel that the clutter stresses you out and where are the blind spots. And if you're looking for ideas and kind of prompts, again, this isn't a shameless plug, but I will say to you, or maybe it is a shameless plug, check out our Enneagram series, because we've got some free resources in there all about different personality types and clutter blind spots, as well as we have our upcoming webinar that is going to be talking all about it. But again, think about what I want you to do is just think about what are the areas that maybe I've just been avoiding, ignoring, not even really paying attention to because I have other things that I've been dealing with. And just pick one of them and figure out, how can I remove this clutter? How can I streamline it? How can I eliminate it? What can I do to turn this blind spot into something that I'm more aware of, so that essentially I'll become more intentional and change that behavior so that clutter doesn't show up there anymore. So that's it. I hope you guys are finding these episodes useful. If you are, please leave us a review. We love to hear them. We read our reviews. I know I hear from a lot of you guys that subscribe to our email list, because we send out emails every week with these recaps. And I get a lot of responses back about the changes that you've made in your life because of these tips. And I love hearing that. So keep that coming. So whether you're shooting us a DM on Instagram or you are shooting us an email, let us know. We want to hear about it. We want to hear about all of your wins. And if you are struggling somewhere, let us know that too, so that we can try to come up with a solution to help you in your organizing journey. So I'll be back on Thursday for our long interview episodes. But then next week, we'll be back on Monday with another quick tip. So until then, I'm Lori Palau. Peace out. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this episode, please spread the love and share it with your friends. And if this is your first time joining us, make sure to click the subscribe button wherever you are listening so you never miss an episode. And while you're there, please leave us a review so other people know that our show is worth the listen. You can also find us on YouTube and Instagram at This Organized Life Podcast. And if you'd like to connect with us, you can head on over to our website at simply the letter B like boy organized.com, which is filled with tons of resources, including free downloads, checklists, links to our amazing organizing partners, and all of our digital offerings. I'll see you next week for another episode of This Organized Life.